Welcome everybody to another episode of our comprehensive training series called SEP Knowledge Booster. For this video, I have the pleasure to hand over to you today's presenter Klaus, who will talk about the next hot topic with the SEP Sesam backup software. 3, 2, 1, launch!
Yes, hello to everybody, and I have the pleasure to talk about a very cool topic today, how to do a cool backup of KVM environments with our SEP Sesam backup software. So what are the benefits if you use SEP for your KVM environment? Of course, it's our KVM agent, dedicated agent using the right APIs for doing snapshot-based online backup of your virtual machines. And you have a very comfortable possibility to do restore via our web UI. I will show you this in the live demonstration later. And you also have the possibility to do a single file restore from your mounted backups. I will talk about this a little later. Yeah, but you also have our powerful product, the SEP Sesam backup software, which is a very flexible product. You have the RESTful API to really customize and extract data for external management tools. You have a full command line interface and all this functionality to really be very flexible. You have a cool online documentation, and it's well structured, clearly defined. You can find whatever information you need also on our KVM agent, how it is working, how it's configured, how you can do a restore and so on. And we have a high quality support out of Germany, here in the vicinity of Munich. We have very competent people who have knowledge of all the environment parameters, like your network, the SAN, the NAS, the servers, the applications, the databases, the hypervisor, and whatever you need to know to do a clear backup. And of course, we have some flexible pricing. We can really have the right price from our different licensing models as well for small and medium business markets, as well as the enterprise market. It's scalable. And also you're very future proof because we have a very broad support matrix, so you definitely can cover whatever might pop up in your environment in the future as well. Very heterogeneous environments, you can back up all and everything. It's a software made in Germany, and this helps for all your GDPR regulation, and we have specific documents on our homepage to especially deal with this topic. And last but not least, we have very satisfied customers using our software. And here's one example, the Walter Gerätebau. They are doing some kind of small devices, and they are using multi-hypervisor environment, using Hyper-V as well as KVM, and using our software for both hypervisors and also for the rest of their little bit heterogeneous environment. Yeah, how does it actually work? So the KVM backup is very straightforward, I can promise you. And in the first step, we talk to the management host and we look for the virtual machine. And then we trigger the snapshot via the libvirt API. We trigger the snapshot on the management host, doing the snapshot of the virtual machine. And then we retrieve the snapshot from the productive storage and write the snapshot data directly to the backup target. Could be a disk storage, could be some tape or whatever you use as a backup target. And in the end, we of course remove the snapshot to free the space on your productive storage. So it's a fairly easy process. Now, what are the detailed facts and the functionality of doing your KVM backup? Of course, we rely on the libvirt API and the QEMU setup for the virtual machines. So this is the basis of your virtual environment. We only support the single host environments for KVM, but this is pretty common in the KVM environments. You have to install our client on the KVM host, and we support only full backup of the virtual machine. However, we do a backup not only of the virtual disks, we also do a backup of the configuration data of your virtual machine, which is necessary for the restore as well. You can do some multi-streaming. You can set up a task group of several virtual machines so that they are triggered all in one time and are backed up in parallel. And you can use our software integrated deduplication algorithm to reduce the amount of backup data you have to transmit over the wire or to put on your backup storage. If it comes to restore, we have this perfect web UI for usability. I will show you in the live demo later on. You can restore the complete virtual machine and the configuration, or only the configuration, and you can restore to different locations and same name, different name, and all these kind of options, you know, for restoring virtual machines. But the best thing is that you can do a single file restore from the mounted backups of Linux or Windows virtual machines. Finally, we now start with our live demonstration, and I will show you in our GUI and the web UI how the restore works with our KVM agent. So first I would like to switch to our graphical user interface. That's how it looks like, pretty clean, everything in order. And if I show you all the clients we have configured in our demo system, you can see that there is a directory, a location called Virtualization, which represents all our supported hypervisor environments we have configured here in the demo environment, and there's also one for KVM. You can see that this one is the single KVM host, and if I look at the properties, you see that there is a client installed on this single host. It's a Linux client, of course, yes, for KVM, and everything looks like a normal client, like a physical client. Yeah, so but first of all, I would like to show you how easy it is to do a restore with our web UI. So click on this web UI icon, and the web UI presents you all the options for all the hypervisors. And in this case, I will click on KVM, go to next, and now you can see that there's one virtual machine having some backups where we would like to do a restore from. Click on next, and here are the backups. Let's go back in time a little bit, and you can see that there are two save sets. The first one is the configuration data of the virtual machine. That's the smaller save set, and the bigger save set, that's the virtual disk of this machine. Click on next, and here is the KVM server you would like to restore to. If you would have another one, you could also restore to another management host, and this is the name of the virtual machine, and this message tells you that this virtual machine is already existing, and it's not good to override. You have the override options over here. However, it is better to give it a new name and restore as a new name, as the backed up one is still existing. And if I add this number, you can see that this is now a completely new VM which is not existing. So click on next, and here you have only one simple option. However, just a remark, there are two settings. This is the basic settings with only a subset of features being available in the GUI and in the web UI. And if you switch to the advanced settings, you will have additional options like this one, the optional data source selection. You can select the media pool. If you have some migrated backups on tape, you can restore from your tapes and select the tape media pool, or you might have some restore options like the log level or pre and post scripting. So all these kind of functionalities which are more or less for experts, I would say. So let's go back to the basic mode. Click on next, and this is the overview, all the parameters you have selected. Now start the restore, and the restore process will now trigger a process, a restore process, and you can see the process ID over here. And you have the possibility to click on this process ID. You see the parameters of this restore task over here, and you can have a look at the log file. If you click on the log file, it will open in a separate browser window, and if we scroll to the bottom, you can see what's the current status. It's starting a raw restore, and it's doing the actual restore work. During the restore is running, I would like to show you in our graphical user interface what is going on. So first of all, having the restore tab, you can see that there is an active restore for this KVM virtual machine. And I also would like to show you how you can configure new tasks for virtual machines. This one is the management host. And if I click on new backup task, you have several entry fields and the task type, for instance, which represents also our support matrix, because there are really lots of agents available for doing backup of all and everything. But you can click on this little client browser, on this arrow, and then you can see everything from the management host, because there's a client installed on the management host. You also see the directory structure and can do some backup of this management host. And you can see the virtual machines which are extracted by the libvirt API. You see the virtual machines. This one was the original backed up virtual machine. We can already see that there has been created a new one, the KRI2. This is the one we are doing currently the restore for. And if you would like to create a new backup task of this virtual machine, can have some excludes for virtual disks, and then just click on OK, and you can see the task type is now set correct. There's a task name. We can give it a new name, maybe this one, KRI3, and let's do OK. And now you will see here that we have this is the original backup task, and this is the new backup task over here, the KRI3. Well, let's make it a little bit wider that you can see that's the task name we have just created. And I can click on it and do an immediate start, because I do not have a schedule for it currently. So let's do a start, immediate start, and put it somewhere on a media pool. Maybe this one, this is going to via the Catalyst interface to our store ones VSA. And now I can start with a backup. Yeah, so that's it. It's fairly easy doing a backup. You can click on the backups overview. You can see that there is a active backup for the KVM machine. We also have another active task for the SAP HANA system, which is very often running. So that's what you can see over here. And for the backup task, you can also click on the properties and then have a look at the main log file, and then you can also track what's going on during the backup. You can see the throughput, and well, this is updated on a frequent basis, so you know that everything is fine with the backup. It's running fine currently. So during the backup is running, I will show you how you do a single file restore of a virtual machine. And well, we can have this one, this task over here, where we have some backups already. Then we click on this icon, which is our restore wizard, and everything is pre-selected. Click on next. Here you have the available backups. Now let's go back in time a little bit, so that we do a single file restore from this backup, and we have to mount the virtual disk. That's the magic, of course, the magic button, because it does not restore the complete virtual machine, it just mounts the virtual disks. Click on next, and now you see the mount process over here. You can also have a trace log where you see more details, and well, it's already mounted, so click on OK, and you can just browse and do a single file restore from this mounted backup. That's how it works, and it's pretty similar to for doing a file backup and a file restore, the single file restore from this mounted backups. I've selected a file now, click on next, and here you have the file restore options, which is the target node you would like to restore to. Just select a client, and then you can browse for the directory where to restore to, and all these options you might know from a file restore. Yeah. So now it's unmounted, everything's fine, and now we have canceled this restore task, this single file restore. Well, let's go to the restores overview. Here, this one is the cancel task. I have canceled the single file restore, and this one is the successful restore task we have just triggered. So let's go. Let's first have a look at the backups. Well, the backup is over here. It's also successful, so that's fine. And now let's go back to the web UI. Hold on a second for the web UI. That's over here. Yeah, do a refresh. And now let's go down, restore completed successfully. If you close this window, you are back in the restore assistant. Click OK, and you can see restore completed successfully as well in our web UI. So I hope you have enjoyed this live demonstration, and well, let's move on. Now we start with our expert question, with all the information for the experts. So did you know that by default our agent only supports the devices placed in the regular file system of the virtual host, with the raw devices and Kukow2? So these are the standard typical ways how to have the storage devices placed in the file system. However, it is also possible to have external direct attached storage devices, and this can also be backed up with our SEP KVM agent. There are specific task properties in the save options, and you have to specify the snapshot directory, and then you can also do a backup with direct attached storage configurations of your KVM environment. I think this is pretty cool, and well, overall you can definitely say that SEP is the best solution for all customers running KVM as a hypervisor. So, Katrin, are you ready to take over?
Yes, of course. Hey, are you impressed of what you have heard until now? Then you might be interested in gaining more information about this powerful backup software. After our SEP specialist has talked a lot about a specific backup topic, during the next roundabout 4 minutes, I would like to give you a short overview of the general capabilities of SEP Sesam. I'm sure you will be impressed of what is really possible with this product. This is essentially based on 6 strategic columns. The first and most important topic is our huge support matrix. There is an agent available for almost every operating system, database, or application you can imagine. Market leaders as well as niche products, for example for mailing, Exchange or Copano. Even a lot of older versions are supported, because all old SEP clients are still compatible and usable with the latest SEP backup server, for example NetWare, or outdated Windows versions. The second strategic focus is our strong partnership with SAP. While being 2 German companies, we work together from SMB to enterprise, from Business One to S4HANA. SAP has the most complete set of certified agents for the SAP portfolio, including NetWeaver running on Oracle or MaxDB, Linux or Windows, HANA or ASE, known as Sybase. Moreover, SAP not only supports simple HANA backup via the backend interface, but also functionalities like multi-tenancy, housekeeping, scale up, scale out, HANA Studio integration, disaster recovery, and efficient performance by parallel HANA backend channels for backup and recovery. Third, we focus on our partnership with HPE. besides the perfect fit with our SAP partnership, this means that we step by step integrate deeper into the HPE portfolio. We just released our HPE certified Catalyst integration, including Catalyst Copy and Cloud Bank Storage. More to come soon. As a fourth element, we are proud of our multi-hypervisor support. By supporting more than 8 hypervisors, we are a perfect fit into every virtual environment beyond VMware and Hyper-V, or in every multi-hypervisor infrastructure. Based on our Unix and Linux history, we have a strong focus on open source. This becomes apparent from our partnerships with Red Hat and SUSE, but also from the support matrix, where you can find agents for open source products like KVM, MariaDB, or Postgres. Last but not least, we see the market going cloud. With our Cloud Application Protection Service products, we help you to back up your Office 365, G Suite, Salesforce, or Microsoft Dynamics environment. With Office 365, we back up the full set of features like Exchange, SharePoint, OneDrive, public folders, and Teams. With SEP Sesam, it is possible to run completely in AWS, replicate to a public cloud via S3, or simply use Catalyst Cloud Bank Storage and let HPE Store Once do the replication work. All these topics are covered in separate videos. Therefore, we can proudly state that SEP Sesam is the most powerful backup software. Well, if you are now interested in knowing more about SEP, you can find detailed information about market, sales, product and company on our webpage. Profound technical information can be found in our large wiki online documentation. If there are any questions left, please do not hesitate to contact us via email to sales@sepsoftware.com. So, I'm pretty sure that I'll see you next time when you're back on Tube to boost your SEP knowledge again.